Hello and welcome back, and we've had some tasty affairs already with Squadrenaline dropping down to the losers bracket and being 9th seed. Jim, it's going to be a big run from them. But let's take a look at the bracket and how it all shook out. Round 2 fixtures have all being completed as West 1 Esports took on Team Makes the Dream Work, and they are now in a round 3. So let's talk about the round 3 matchups. Teamwork Makes the Dream Work and Team Quarantined collide to see who can make it out and who goes down to the losers bracket. Stream the Dream up against Intimidaddies. Of course, that will be Niels and Shay. And you know what I'm doing right now, Jim? I'm reading off the losers bracket like a tool. Let me switch it over to the winners bracket. I'm just making things up. People are like, that's not what's on my screen, Sharzy. What are you doing? So, Cartel are in the quarterfinals against Late Bloomers. Jim, I seem to have caught up on myself, and now I'm back to where I need to be. Is that okay?
You carry on.
I'm trying to stay. At some point, you could have stopped me, but you let me just keep on digging, Jim. So you're supposed to be helping me out here.
I thought you were reading off the round ones. I was like, oh, you really want to go into
detail? I was going deep. Yeah. No, I was just really being a tool and had lost sight of myself. So Cartel up against Late Bloomers, quarterfinals number 1. Dave's adopted son, who had such a great performance last week and finished in 3rd position, up against Demonica Esports. Then we've got Divine Mind and Cat Fox, who had a great showing. But Divine Mind have already punched their ticket immediately into the semi-finals. The first semi-finals will actually get locked in, so impressive from them already. Tier 3 up against Michelle Sardou. But what we have featured now is going to be losers round 2, Jim. We've got Squadrenaline up against Eclipse. This is going to be a big one because we need Squadrenaline to try and push as far as they possibly can to get as many seeding points as they can to try and push one of the other teams in the top 8 out. What way do you see it shaking out as we take a look at the maps and what way we're going to be playing? So it's going to be Plaza, Truth, and Regret. Do you see who has an advantage here? Of course, Promtalic and Kamza have been there and done that in the scene consistently.
I was going to say Promtalic and Kamza are actually two good players. So I'm shocked they're down the losers bracket this early on as well. So it could actually go away. I feel like I'm leaning towards Maratones and Permissions just based on they were actually 8th seed, correct me. So I said before they were 9th seed. They're actually 8th seed, so they did just lose to the 9th seed. So it shows that they've placed top 8 in the first 2 tournaments leading up to this. So obviously they should be progressing further through the bracket on this. So I feel like I'm going to favor towards Squadrenaline on this. But like I say, Kamza and Prom are 2 good players as well. So it should be a good series going to Plaza. It seems like Maratones, like I said, has been very good in this power up. So looking to see him be on that overshield off the start, and we'll kind of see how Kamza and Prom play this overshield straight away.
Well, that changes things a little bit as well if Squadrenaline are actually 8th seed, because in theory that means if they finish top 8 here, they'll progress and they'll make it to next week's finals. So that could be big for them. Of course, losing to the 9th seed does hurt a little bit, Jim, but at the same time, as long as you make top 8, it doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, I feel like no matter what, whoever loses this series, sadly won't see them next week. So it's huge. This is a do or die kind of series right here. And Kamza off the start, kind of a bit of a clunky movement for the overshield. Doesn't really help him. Allows, I believe that's Maratones to walk away with the overshield, which is a huge grab. And like to see him be aggressive with this. So he doesn't need to grab the sniper. Remember what we said last week about Legend and Shady and how they separate the power between them. Shady, if he's got overshield, he'll give Legend the sniper. If Legend's got overshield, he'll give Shady the sniper. And they'll kind of split out the power and make more of it. Whereas when you're kind of playing it slow with this Ocean Sniper, it's not really that good. So Maratone's taken a very long way around the map, but it doesn't really matter because Permissions are stalling young enough to get a kill out of there. But Maratones needs to push this final kill. He needs to do a lot more of this. This Overshield basically hasn't been shot for it, and it's near enough gone already.
Yeah, Overshield is gone, and he's just been running clockwise around the map, hasn't found a single player to shoot. It's an interesting point you raise, of course, something we talked about last week. Divide and conquer. Divide the power weapons and the power-ups and conquer the opposing team. A sniper rifle in the hands, a couple of warning shots, 3 warning shots to be exact. Absolutely none of them connecting, finding a body to take the shields down to make his task a little bit easier, and that's going to be a kill. A level game now as Permissions desperately tries to evade the attentions of the final 2 members while his teammate spawns up. But 2-2, Overshield and sniper rifle went to Squadrenaline, but not really able to press home any advantage, Jim.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it, like I said, the overshield got depleted by the time he even got shot once, and the sniper, he wasted 3 shots and didn't really do a lot with it, and Prompts just used that final shot right there in Flowers and got a kill from it. So it was, again, it's I don't know if it's, just not familiar with TV2 or they just don't like confident, but it just seemed like was it Maratones, I believe, or Permissions with the overshield and camo just didn't really know where to go. Didn't really have like a game plan. He was kind of just running around hoping he'd find his opponents instead of actually predicting where they were going to be.
And if Squadrenaline make any sort of mistakes against this roster, Kamza and Promtalic will punish it. So you can't think counting your chickens before they hatch here. There's definitely a series on their hand and a game on their hands here as they're down, or actually level on the score now, as Kamza just gets a kill to push the +1, 4-3 the score in favor of Eclipse. Make that 5-3 and overshield burn as well. That's a big burn early doors. 5-4 the score. Going to be see another sniper rifle as well. But early starts and early signs show these teams are very level on level playing field.
Yeah, it's again, it's another kind of slow play style right there. Like you know, just dying way too easily when overshield's coming up, and then I believe it was permissions to drop down from gold. He had a free run basically, got the overshield. Nice shot from Prom if we want to switch over to Prom with the sniper right now. It just, you know, he just fell down unfortunately when the overshield's coming up, and that really wasn't a good time to fall down. But it, you know, they still got a burn off the bow, still got a burn off it. What, a fake beat down right there, I believe, or maybe he just whiffed it quite a lot, quite close to them. But these snipers the snipers are not getting used. They're really not getting used.
We talked about last week of using those sniper rifles, Jim, as a bit of an entry weapon. You thrust slide in, you find the body or a face if you can, and immediately put the pressure on the team you're pushing. But we're seeing the sniper rifle being utilized in a bit more of a passive situation here. And to be honest, I'm yet to see a really good shot connect on anybody out of anger at the moment. Kamza all alone on garbage truck face with permission, who hits him with the undo trois cat sank and sends him to the respawn screen.
I love it. I love the French. I love the French. But yeah, the sniper, I think there's been 8 shots total of this sniper, and I believe one of them's hit and was a body shot in flowers, and that's it so far from the sniper on this map. So people kind of like wasting it as if they've got a ton of ammo when they really haven't. But a nice collapse right there from Maratones, getting the flank, you know, isolating them on the tram right there, got a flank, got a first kill, and they should really kind of chase this final player right here and get the kill out of it. No deaths should be out here. Killing spree for permissions. It looks to be heating up on this map, and I want to see him be a lot quicker. Like I say, I want to see him like pushing their opponents, making them scared, putting them on the back foot, and being right up in their faces. And you're not going to be able to do that when you're this far across the map.
Ahead by 4, 2 enemy members in blue. Lovely nade gets thrown towards there. Both members should be down to no shields. That must have been a team nade that took Prom down ultimately there. Over shield, just waiting here. Permission Q is up, pops it into his chest, and that's going to compound the misery of Eclipse as he immediately gets within melee distance. I like that from Kamza. Knew he was in trouble. He's like, okay, let's do damage control here. I'm going to try to do as much as I possibly can to deteriorate that overshield while I'm still on the map and a factor. So we wish that's what he's done. So making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for a ninja right then, because permission's actually thrusted towards him, and that kind of, you know, you're losing all you're using all your abilities. So you could actually easily get ninja right then, but Kamza just went for the guaranteed damage, got a beat down on him, and near enough got rid of that overshield. But we're at 14-7 kill lead right now. Sniper coming up soon. I'd like to see permissions play this slow. He doesn't need to push him just yet. He has a teammate on the collapse.
Sniper rifle does just pop on the weapon pad as this engagement goes down. S1, we have a player trapped, and Jim calls for the player to be pushed, and he gets a melee. He should not get the trade, does get the trade, does Promtalic. And the series previous to this and this series, we're seeing the same errors, the same mistakes come out.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for them to change, you know, after one series loss, but definitely something if they manage to qualify this week, they need to work on. Whatever team, if they do either of these two teams qualify for the finals, they really have to work on the way they collapse and work on the way that they're going to maneuver around the map and what their game plan is to maneuver around the map. And good chase right there from Kamza to get that sniper. That's the key to get back into this game. Is Kamza with the sniper right now. See if he can hit some nice shots and not waste it. You know, okay, right, you can play aggressive and come to use it as a shotgun, but as long as you hit those shots, that's what he needs.
We've all been chased down in an arena game by a Frenchman looking for your sniper rifle, and that's what's happened again as Kamza picks up the sniper rifle. Both enemy members in blue starting to rotate towards Flowers. We've seen this very similar situation before, Jim, when we watched the Demonica play, and they like to rotate away from enemy fights. And will we see them rotate back into blue? Have Demonica started a meta?
It seems like it. I'm getting flashbacks from that last week. But Demonica obviously doing well as well, and as we said in the bracket previously in that bracket. This overshield's up. This is very interesting because this battle means so much for this overshield. And he needs to get his shields back. He needs to. He's sprinting towards it, and Maratone's right there, grabs the overshield. But I think we should stay on board with Kamza right now, just while he has the sniper, and then maybe switch to the overshield after to see what goes on. But it seems like there's so many, like, no one's committing to a battle again. We've got a very similar thing where no one's committing to a full-on battle. It's just everyone's getting a couple shots and surviving and backing off and waiting for something else to happen. But Kamza right now, stuck in loop, getting pushed, might get back smacked right here in a second, it looks like it. And then maybe they'll switch to Maratones with the sniper. Only one bullet left, though.
Ahead by 8 kills now, Squadrenaline. And the tail of the tape so far is over. Shields really have been going the way of Squadrenaline. Eclipse not really able to get their hands on one as Maratones finds the body of Kamza and will fade him to black. And Promtelic also stays out a little bit too long and invites that pressure on Maratones, hits him with the 5, and he'll take that kill all the live long day as he positions himself now on light rifle. And they have them positioned in S1, and this is what we've seen last week. You want to see them collapse as quickly as possibly can, and they've already found their way and scampered up towards S4. Kamza does get taken down, but I'd like to see the pinch coming a little bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely needs to be quicker. You can see kind of the difference between the kind of the efficiency right there. Say, for example, we watch Cartel on that collapse compared to these boys in Squadrenaline. They had the right idea and they were on the same page, but they just didn't quite collapse quick enough. And I mean, they did walk away with 1 kill and no deaths, which is good. And obviously they grabbed a sniper, but you know, you could get 2 easy kills right there and a sniper and still map control. Whereas now they're on the back foot. Yes, they have a sniper, but they're you know, down low, wasting this ammo. Hits the no scope, but isn't quite enough. And again, these snipers are just getting wasted.
Maratones, that player fell from the heavens, looked like a raindrop for a second, but it was actually a player. And I don't believe that player knew he was positioned there until he fired in almost. It was almost startled by the player falling and shot out of panic, and because of that then alerted the players to where he was positioned. But they only need 2 kills here to take a series lead, and unfortunately for Eclipse, if they lose two maps in this game, they're out of the tournament. They won't qualify next week.
Yeah, like I said, it's still or die in this kind of series. Even though it's the losers round 2 match, obviously it's still early on the bracket, but based on the seeding points and things like that, you know, Eclipse really need to get nearly ninja right there. Great movement from Prom right there. Actually, amazing movement right there. Kind of duped the Usual player and forced a 2v1. But like I say, it's so early on the bracket, and Eclipse really need to push so far. Like, need to have a good losers bracket run if they want to make it into the finals next week, which it's going to be tough for them.
Kamza is in a world of hurt here and against 2 players, and that world of hurt comes down on him. Maratones gets the kill, and you see they're both disrespecting each other's body on the same team, so I like to see that from them. A little bit of friendly banter amongst friends. But Plaza game number 1 goes the way of Squadrenaline. Jim, anything in the stats there that you want to take a look at and digest?
I mean, it seems like it was kind of, you know, both teams seemed like they were kind of, you know, and the same stats wise. When you look at it, you know, 13 to 12 kills for Mission Maratones, kind of similar deaths, kind of similar assists, and even on the you know, the lower the blue team side, you know, kind of similar kills, similar deaths. It wasn't like one person had a really good game or one person had a really bad game. It just went down to the teamwork and whether they were collapsing and getting those kills. So kind of like a kind of a simple kind of scoreboard in a way right there. You know, no one, like I said, no one doing, you know, insane plays, no one doing awful plays. It was kind of even across the board.
Maratones with Mission almost workmanlike in that game, getting back down to business and bouncing back immediately from that last game. Let's take a look at the best of 3 and confirmation that game 1 has gone to Squadrenaline 25-16. Up next, Slayer on Truth. What can Prom and Kamza do here to bounce back, Jim?
Camo, making sure they're making the most of the camo, playing aggressive with this camo. You know, like you said before, when we watch this map, make sure they're actually using it like a camo, not like they're just kind of standing still, watching and, you know, observing by, you know, being invisible. So definitely to be pushing on this. I want to see them be a lot more aggressive together, you know, isolate a kill, push something, have a game plan, you know, have a position they want to gain control of, or have a player they want to push and push it together. That's what they really need to do to win this map.
And what we did see, Maratones with Mission already on Truth in that previous series, and things didn't go according to plan, Jim, and you spotted a couple of things where they were being a little bit too passive at times, not using that camouflage like you said. So maybe you're looking for something and some kind of spark of a change.
Yeah, but again, I feel like they could actually play the way they played in the previous series versus these opponents, and I think it'll work on their favor. The Truth game was close. I believe it was 25-23, and it was actually a really, really close map and a good map overall. And Maratones, again, doing a similar play as we saw before for this camo, but Cams are actually going in there sneaking and getting away with that camo. Looks like he should burn this, but it's actually got shields back. That's the fact that Cams has just survived then is amazing and really well played for him, and gets to walk away with that camo. And let's see how he plays this. I hope he's aggressive with this. I hope he pushes, kind of beats that first point of contact, but then is able to dip out. But it looks like they're playing it slow.
I was almost ready to flame Kamza because he'd picked up that camouflage right under the nose of Maratones, and then he started to fire at the opposing player, and I thought to myself, please don't shoot your gun, don't alert, and don't reveal your position. But somehow he managed to scamper away and get it and stay alive, and that's 2 kills in favor of Eclipse. Camouflage just about to burn out and no more life left in it as the batteries got run dead, but a decent cheeky little start from Eclipse.
Yeah, it's strange. It's we're a minute into this game and it's only 2 kills, but it's 2 kills in the lead for Eclipse, and like I say, I mean I'm gonna force it a lot. That camo wasn't a lot done from it, but there wasn't anything, nothing went negative for it, nothing went bad for them. They didn't lose out any kills, they didn't lose out any silly deaths. The camo didn't, camo player didn't make a bad play. Just was very very slow on it, and this is a very strange situation right here. Everyone's kind of split up and not really having much like I said before. There's no kind of game plan. They're not really doing a lot. They're just kind of like waiting for something to happen, not noticing that certain players are by themselves and pushing it. They're kind of just responding to callouts, responding to the gunshots, and trying to get kills from it.
I was going to say, Prom, Talik, and Cams, they both positioned P2. They shot a player towards car and they shot a player towards base. Surely a conversation happens there, Jim. You say, listen, these two players are completely isolated, split, and separated from one another. Let's push one of them and get a guaranteed kill.
Yeah, you just need that kind of leader. That's someone to kind of just manage the game. Make the kind of micromanage. It's still needed in doubles to a certain extent. It's just like, okay, which is a priority kill? If there's a player on card and there's a player in the base, who is the player to push right there in the situation? You need to. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as you push one of them. And here's a nice collapse from Camos. Camos coming out soon, so they really need to get this kill quick.
I think maybe you push the car player there, and you of course then okay, well the player's in the base. The only place he's really going to be now is car or P, so you can immediately limit his positioning to one or two spots. But ultimately they make no decision, and because of that they get no kills. But it's worked out for them thus far here. Eclipse, they're up by 4 kills. Going to see another camouflage very shortly here.
That's already been burned. Just well off screen right there. Prome went and burned it and was straight away killed off. So that camo's already out of the play.
No camouflage to contend with, and that's good news. It has to be said for Eclipse, because they know. Okay, listen, both players in the base. That's a double kill there as Prom hits a fresh 5. Kamza gets a kill onto a player with no shields, which is Maratones. Up by 7 here, and Squadrenaline need to get a grip before this game gets out of hand.
Yeah, definitely. I like this so far. They're making a collapse. They've made both opponents spawn in red, but this is where it goes down to like that little bit more teamwork chemistry right there. See how both the boys in Squadrenaline isolated. They straight away saw which player they wanted to kill and killed Kamza out in the open on P3 and punished him for being such a vulnerable position. I like the idea going into that where they were isolating Squadrenaline inside red. They both pushed it on the boys in Eclipse, and the execution wasn't quite there.
Just a little bit off. The idea is right though, so that's what we like to see. The gears are starting to turn. They're making some decisions, even if they are a little bit off the pace. They're starting to have a clearer picture of things, and only down by 5 kills now are Squadrenaline, and they got 2 unanswered kills there, and Maratones gets another one. And now they immediately know, okay, Cams is the last man alive. I've just seen him inside red. It's time to collapse.
Yeah, and this is where I like to see permissions on the flank right here. Kind of not sure which way to go right there, but Maratones comes out with a win anyway. And I want to see him play aggressive on this player. They've already seen Prometok's already gone to P2, and yes, it's good for him to get out the map, but this should be punished. So this should be punished very, very heavily. And it looks like actually Prom has walked away with a kill and he's surviving, and now it's in a 2v1 situation against permissions. That situation is completely flipped, and this new camo coming up soon, which the boys in the clip should know the timer considering they burned him.
Prom has played that to perfection, you must say. He's gotten that kill in P2, throwing a prediction nade on the street, which of course has lit the shields up of that player, and then he's turned a really perilous position into an advantage. He's dropped down, stay alive, and we're going to see another camouflage very shortly. That 8-minute power up, we always talk about how it's been big. Prom Talik has got it in his chest, and can he scamper away and evade? No, he can't. Unfortunately, Prom does lose his life with camouflage, but that does mean the camouflage is burned and the enemy team doesn't have it as well, Jim.
Yeah, I was watching kind of a bit off screen right there, and he got made one shot 3 times with that camo and was just trying to survive. He was just fighting for his life, top mid with that camo, and eventually gets traded off. So it's a bit unfortunate in his favor. And kind of another burnt camo, but at the end of all this, Eclipse is still up by 6 kills. They're still ahead in this game, and really wanted to push it to a game 3. So it's good to see from them.
Yep, 2 camos being burned, they're winning the game. So I mean, if they keep on burning camos and they keep on winning, at some point you say, listen, it doesn't really matter. We don't need the camouflage right now, and as long as we keep it out of the opposing hands, we're going to be golden brown. Ahead by 4 kills now. Not going to see another camouflage for 45 seconds or so. This is a key part of the game, Jim.
Yeah, definitely. And all these kills, obviously, you get to the point of this game where all the kills matter so much more, just because it's, you're getting closer and closer to that 25 kill mark, and every kill and every death really goes towards that. It might be kind of a simple thing to say, but it really does matter so much in these kind of games. With a 4-point lead, both teams seem like they're kind of very spread apart. Nice shot from Cams to finish off a trade right there, and we have permissions up top mid. A huge 1v1 win and a killing spree off permissions, really starting to heat up.
Really starting to heat up, and at the best possible time as well now. Only down by 3 kills. Again, if Eclipse lose this game, they're out of the tournament and they will not get an invitation to next week's finals, as they will not have enough points to make it there. So this game is key, it's pivotal, it's crucial. Permission, position towards P2. Kamza gets taken down by Maratones. That cuts the deficit now to within 2. Player position top middle and on the P3. Promtelic in a 1v1. That's going to be a trade. Still ahead by 2. Maratones, though, immediately getting pressured by Kamza off the respawn. Camouflage goes into his chest. If he just stay alive here, start to utilize this, they might get themselves back within touch of distance.
This is all on Maratones right now. He's got this camo. He needs to play aggressive. He needs to push. Get those 2 kills that need to tie up the game. Make the most of this camo. Play aggressive. Go forward. Excuse me, I understand he's checking his corners right now, but he has camo. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to check your corners as much. Maybe up close in these kind of situations, yes, you need to check your corners, but find a kill, isolate it, push it. Nice. That's good from permissions. Now let's find a second player. Be aggressive on it. Check your corners. I like this, but he's got to be quicker. He's got to be quicker. And even if you can't find his opponent, go for the respawn. I like he's doing right now. Easy first kill right here. I don't know if you need to shoot that early, but you just need to push it. And it's just, again, it's not having a... It's not playing quick with it. The decision making is very slow with this camos. I like checking the corners, and I can understand playing that slow, but there's no like game plan right there. It's just kind of hope that you find someone and make a kill from it.
I mean, you would have hoped when they picked up that camouflage that they would at least have been able to level the score, Jim, and maybe even take the lead if things have gone their way. They have now leveled the scoring, but you sound frustrated when you're talking about these camouflage plays and that you would play them a lot differently.
The camo is everything, right? The camo on this map is basically the only thing you play for. Yes, it's attack mag, but it's the only thing you play for. So if you've clutched up and put yourself in a position to grab it, you want to at least, I feel like there should be at least a minimum a 2-kill swing when you have that camo. And it just, half the time it's a 1-kill swing and they can't even find another player. It's like when they're trying to find the one player who's in a 1v2 situation, it's like that player's the one with camo because they can never find him. They're not pushing quick enough to find him, but despite all that, they've actually gained a lead out of this, and from a 6-kill lead to Eclipse, it's now actually a 3-kill lead to the boys on the Squadrenaline.
It's been a complete swing, and fortunes have been reversed, as now Prom also gets taken down. So they're getting the kills, they're picking up kills, even if they're not at the pace that Jim and I would like to, right now, kills are going in their favor, and another camouflage goes into Maratone's chest as well. They could use this to completely end the game, but the final nail in Eclipse's coffin and send them out of the tournament and send them home, but we're already home. Nobody's going anywhere at the moment. Kamza pre-nade gets thrown towards his direction. Little furry blue grenade doesn't stick him this time around though. Camouflage still plenty of life left in it, as he's going to get taken down though. He tried to evade the grenade, but only put him towards the attentions. And now 23-21 to score. This next game, or these next couple of kills, are going to be big.
I love this. So close. 2 kills in it. Like you said, 2 kills for Squadron to win the map. It's 2 kills between the 2 squads, and I want to see this. I want to see this pinch. I believe it is Prom on the car. I need to see him hitting from that car door, at least to put some pressure down and push up and not kind of be in the stance. Look how defensive you can see the boys on Squadron are. They're hiding. They're playing slow. They're trying to wait for a mistake from the boys in Eclipse, and Eclipse seems to be not giving it, and they're just trying to pepper damage down. And again, this is what we say, it's kind of pointless damage in a way, but at the same time, it's just, trying to see what's the best opportunity for them. And a huge 1v1 right here from Kamza. I like how Martin's playing it aggressive, but he wins that 1v1. He's forcing another 1v1. He plays one shot. He needs to push this, get this kill, and then straight away look for the spawn. But it's so close.
Permission's just gotten away there. That should have been a guaranteed kill to put them within 2, but unfortunately, that you had yourself positioned top middle, and now you've seen them go back towards base. Permission trying to rotate. He's now being isolated by that player, Carr. And when you need a player to hit all the shots, Maratones hit every single shot. Sends 5 shots to top middle from Carr. They ring across truth, find the body, and that is all you needed to see. Game, set, and match to Squadrenaline. And unfortunately, Jim, that's the end of Eclipse's tournament.
Yeah, it was a good showcase from them though. Like I say, it kind of sucks they got put. They're out of the tournament, lose round 2. That was a good series to watch overall. GG's to Maritones with missions, and GG's to Kamza and Prom on the loser side of that. Wow, what a close map that really was. Then it was 6-kill lead to Eclipse, and then suddenly it was a 3-kill lead to boys in Squadrenaline, and back and forth. And again, it all came into that camo, and I know I seem like I must be like drilling into this camo because it means so much in these kind of games.
Well, that's something that we can actually talk about, Jim. Okay, listen, Maratones and Permissions, they stay alive. They're still alive in the tournament, still running good. What do you want to see from them? Let's say they're listening to you right now. You say, listen, you've made some mistakes, you're making some errors. What do they need to do now to improve their gameplay in such a short space of time? What can they do really quickly to just fine-tune these things?
just don't play scared. No, find a target and push it. It may sound kind of simple in a way, and I guess sometimes the situation is not. Just collapse together, push together. You guys, have got a great movement, and it seems so far you guys have got good shots. Like, make the most of that. You have this talent on you, and you're not using it by playing it passive and waiting for someone else to make a mistake. Like, you can be the one that can control the game. So I'd like to see a lot more aggression from them.
Yeah. Sounds to me like Jim is saying force mistakes. Don't wait for them to come to you. And that's some decent advice. We're going to look at the lock. We're going to get confirmation of the best of three here. Game 1, Plaza, 25-16. Game 2, Truth, 25-22. Squadrenaline get out of there unscathed, a quick 2-0. And Eclipse looked really good, but unfortunately, they do bow out of the competition and bow out completely of the series or the season now, as the next week, of course, will be our finals. Jim, that was a good series and the kind of one that you want Squadrenaline to bounce back from and come through.
Yeah, it's obviously at the start to their losers bracket run. I'm not sure who they play against next or whether we'll be following them through the losers bracket. But like I said, they're the 9th seed, so every single match matters so much for them right now. It's all the extra points that can secure them into that finals next week. So they really need to clutch up, like we've been saying, and that's a great start for them.
Yep, we'll be back very shortly when we get the next game all lined up, locked and loaded. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.